Hello and welcome back to Mexico News Network's Breaking News. We are broadcasting from the beautiful Riviera Maya in El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma, a wonderful adults-only hotel. Now, keep informed 24/7 by logging onto our website and browsing through it on www.mexiconewsnetwork.com. And also, don't forget to follow us also on social networks on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Google+. Now, let's move along with more information. This one in particular is for the UFO lovers out there. If all goes according to plan, after a series of delays, NASA will test a saucer-shaped craft that could hold the key to a future human mission to Mars. The test flight has been delayed several times by weather at the test site at the U.S. Navy's Pacific Missile Range facility in Kauai, in Hawaii. Now, if conditions are suitable, an enormous balloon will lift the test vehicle carrying the Disc-Glide Low-Density Supersonic Decelerator to a height of 120,000 feet, which is more than 20 miles or 32 kilometers above Earth. Then, mission controllers will set the LDSD free to fire its rockets and try out the centerpiece of the test, a giant supersonic parachute measuring 100 feet, which is about 30 meters across. Now, for those on the ground, live videos will be relayed from 4 cameras on board the pioneering saucer-shaped craft. Mark Adler, project manager at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, said in an online news release that you get to see all the same videos he does at the same time that he will and does. Now, this year's test is centered on how their newly designed supersonic parachute will perform. They think that they have a great design ready for the challenge, but the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding will be made live for everyone to see and look at. Now, last year, when the LDSD was tested for the very first time, the deployment of the parachute was the only problem when it didn't inflate as expected. Now, this time round, a brand new design is being tested, the supersonic ring sail parachute, which NASA says is the largest supersonic parachute ever tested for landing on Mars. Current technology for the task, which is decelerating from high speeds during re-entry into the atmosphere to the final stage of landing on Mars, dates back to NASA's Viking program, which put 2 landers on the Martian surface in the year 1976. Now, the basic Viking parachute design has been used ever since. It was successfully used again in 2012 to deliver the rover Curiosity to Mars. NASA will need new and improved landing technologies to handle the larger spaceships of tomorrow and land them on rocky surfaces, as well as that higher elevation. Now, NASA scientists hope that this saucer-shaped craft could be the key. A 3rd test flight for the LDSD is scheduled for summer 2016. Now, in other news, in the vast expanse of the universe, we are still trying to find our place. Is there anyone else out there? Where do we come from? And are there other habitable planets like our very own? Now, these are just some of the questions astronomers and scientists grapple with on a daily basis. Now, they are rolling out the big guns. Astronomers are enlisting a massive new telescope on a mountainside at Chile's Las Campanas Observatory in the quest for answers. The giant Magellan Telescope, the GMT, will be the biggest Earth-based optical telescope ever built, ushering in a new era of deep space exploration. The GMT will herald the beginning of a new era in astronomy. It will reveal the first objects to emit light in the universe, explore the mysteries of dark energy and dark matter, and identify potentially habitable planets in Earth's galactic neighborhood, according to Wendy Friedman, chair of the giant Magellan Telescope Organization, the GMTO, Board of Directors and University Professor of Astronomy and Astrophysicists at the University of Chicago. The decision by the GMTO partner institution is to start construction is a crucial milestone on the journey to making these amazing discoveries using state-of-the-art science, technology, and engineering, she said. Not only will the GMT be the largest optical telescope in the world, but with its 7 mirrors spanning in a single reflective surface of 25 meters, it will be able to produce spectacular images 10 times sharper than ones taken by the Hubble Space Telescope. Now, this telescope will be built near existing large telescopes in a huge dome structure 22 stories high in the dry air of Chile's Atacama Desert. Its remote location will allow it to capture incredible images of the skies above without being hindered by urban light pollution. The $1 billion telescope has secured half of its funding thanks to 11 international partners and is expected to see first light in 2021, becoming fully operational by 2024. GMTO President Edward Moses says that the GMT is a global scientific collaboration with institutional partnerships in Australia, Brazil, Korea, the United States, and in host nation Chile. The construction approval means work will begin on the telescope's core structure at the scientific instruments that lie at the heart of this $1 billion project. Early preparations for construction has included groundwork at the mountaintop site at Las Campanas in northern Chile, as well as initial fabrication of the telescope's 7 enormous primary mirror segments. The GMT is to be the first in a new class of gigantic telescopes, and the scientists involved in the project are planning to focus their activities on discovering Earth-like planets orbiting neighboring stars. Now, the telescope is also expected to detect light emitted shortly after the Big Bang 13.8 billion years ago, offering astronomers the opportunity to look back in the dawn of the universe. In more information, we already use our fingerprint to unlock our phones, and one day soon, your finger could replace your bank password. Over the past year, U.S. banks have been ramping up efforts to incorporate biometric technology, which is iris scanners, fingerprint readers, and facial recognition, into their systems. Biometric scanners could let you log into the bank account on your phone or PC, letting you transfer money or send cash without entering a password anymore. Now, that could potentially be safer than using a password since your fingerprint is unique to you. Passwords can be easily guessed or even hacked. Even though the technology has existed for years, data privacy has been a major curveball for banks' adoption of biometric readers. Now, Americans have a huge data privacy concern, said Frank Natoli, Chief Innovation Officer at ATM maker Diebold DBD. Customers do not trust having their biometric data in someone else's hands, he said. But the tide is beginning to turn. Fingerprint readers used for Apple Pay and other mobile payment services have already made consumers more ready to accept biometric technology for paying bills and banking services. Sam Strauger, Visa's Digital Solutions Chief, said that when they first launched Pay by Touch 10 years ago, customers were not comfortable with it. But now, with mainstream devices having biometric technology, the momentum is increasing. Piggybacking on existing fingerprint scanners on smartphones, Barclaycard US will be launching a new mobile banking app that allows customers to log in with this technology only next week. Wells Fargo, on the other hand, said that passwords and usernames on mobile phones are an inelegant way to log into your bank account. The customer-friendly nature of fingerprint readers was a factor that pushed the bank toward biometrics. Shift, caps, enter, numbers, it's like performing gymnastics on your keypad, he said. Wells Fargo's head of wholesale internet solution recently stated. Last October, Wells Fargo piloted its first dual biometric security model, incorporating facial and voice recognition technology into its mobile banking app. Through a series of snaps using the phone camera and a few words uttered into the device, customers can now gain full access into their bank accounts. Visa, on the other hand, is working on similar projects. Currently, the credit card provider is working on a prototype that incorporates iris scanning technology with its online payment service. Visa Checkout, it's called. Now for more information, in between uploading photos of your mimosa on Instagram and waiting for the likes to stream in and gush in, you could also be smacked in the face with a sobering calorie count courtesy of Google. The company unveiled plans for a new app called IM2Calories at a tech conference in Boston only last week. It could be more revolutionary than its autonomous car technology. We're kidding, of course. IM2Calories will rely on image processing technology that can identify and recognize the food in your photos. And by analyzing the pixels, the app will estimate how many calories you are about to spare on your fork. It bases the information on your publicly available nutrition labels, of course. Now, the app isn't designed to be perfect, but it will get better over time as more people start using it, says Google research scientist Kevin Murphy, according to a Popular Science report. Now, all of this is because IM2Calories is an artificial intelligence and machine learning tool at heart. With more data, the app will learn to distinguish blueberry pancakes from chocolate chip pancakes, and if it's wrong, Google will give you a way to change the name of what has been tagged. One of the app's goals is to make calorie tracking much easier. Instead of jotting down food in a journal or typing and using a separate app, IM2Calories piggybacks off something you might already do, snapping and sharing pics on your plate. Just like Facebook and other big tech companies, Google has been focused on image processing technology lately. Its new Photos app, for example, automatically groups and strings your pictures together into albums without you having to do it. Real Networks recently launched a comeback with a similar app called Real Times, which automatically creates video slideshows. Now, a spokesperson told CNET the technology behind IM2Calories is still in research and development. No actual product plans at this stage, he added. Google, though, already filed a patent for the capability. It's incredible information from Google and will definitely ease our lives and diets. Now, we'll be right back with more information. Make sure you stay with us for more after these few commercial breaks.
Audio Jungle.